Got to give the people, what they want. All right, Bass, I'm in the building. We are talking about factoring polynomials from scratch. So we don't give you the first, what's that thing called? The first factor. And you just got to make it happen. All right, so here we go. So first off, I want you to write down this example, and then I would like you to get down these steps. So the first step, you should find the factors of the constant term, right? In this case, we're talking about this 8 right here. So you want to find those factors. Don't forget that you have the negative options. Second, you are going to choose one of those factors and check to see if it works. You're going to do that by like kind of dividing it out, with this being your product right here, and you're going to make up a factor, but it's going to be one of those factors, in this case of 8. And if that factor doesn't work, you're going to try another one until you find one that does work. All right? Third, go back. The third thing you're going to do is, once you've figured out that first factor, this says term, that shouldn't say term. Once you've figured out the first factor, then you should use that to factor the remaining polynomial. It's basically like what we did in class yesterday. What's up, Ari?
Hi.
You just listening?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and do this one right here. Ari, can you say hi to the people?
Hi.
Ari is about to learn some Algebra 2 as well. All right, so here's what we got. So this example 1, my step 1 says find the factors of the constant term. Oops. So I'm going to find the factors of 8. So 1 times 8 equals 8. 2 times 4 equals 8. And 3 times nothing equals 8. And now we're back to 4. So we have all our factors of 8. So basically, I have 8 options. I have positive and negative 1, positive and negative 2, positive and negative 8, and positive and negative 4. Those could all be factors that will be terms that will actually work here. So I'm going to start off with the positives, and I'm just going to pick 2. So I'm going to say, okay, I need the product of x cubed minus 5x squared plus 2x minus 8. And I'm going to go ahead and start, and I'm just guessing. I'm going to say x plus 2 is a factor. All right? Well, I know if I'm going to get x cubed, this would have to be x squared. So x times x squared is x cubed. This ends up being 2x squared. And now I know right here I need a negative 5x squared, so I would ultimately need this to be a negative 7x squared, right? And so I would need this to be a negative 7x. All right. And then if I take negative 7x times 2, I get a negative 14x. All right, I'm looking pretty good. And so now I know I need a 2x for my next term. So the only way I'm going to get from a negative 14x in here, and I need this to end up being 2x, is I'm going to need a 16x. So x times 16 is 16x, and 2 times 16 is 32. This doesn't work too good because I needed this to be an 8. So that is not going to be my answer. So I have to check another one. So I tried 2. Now I'm going to try 1. So I'm going to go x plus 1. And let's see if this works. We know this is x squared, x cubed, 1, x squared. I know I need this to be since I need a negative 5x in the second term, a negative 5x squared in the second term, I'm going to go negative 6x squared. This has to be a negative 6x. 1 times negative 6. 1 times negative 6 is negative 6x. All right. Now I know I need these, my x terms, to be 2x. So I need a negative... No. Haha. I need an 8x here, not a negative 8x here. So I end up with an 8. Ooh, I think this one might work, Ari. X times 8 is 8x, and 1 times 8 is 8. Yes! That is what I needed. This means I just found a term. It's x plus 1. So I know one of my factors is x plus 1. Now I need to take this polynomial, step 3, and factor the remaining polynomial. So it's x plus 1 times x squared minus 6x plus 8. And I have to factor it. So I'm going to say, okay, well, I know I'm going to make this nice pretty box here. I know this is going to be an x squared. I know this is going to be an 8. I know this is going to be x and x. And I know I need two things. Here, let me move up and give myself some space. I need two numbers that if I go blank plus blank, they're going to equal a negative 6. And if I do blank times blank, they're going to equal, remember, these diagonals have to be the same when you multiply them. So 1 times 8 is 8. All right? Oops. There we go. So they have to multiply to 8, add to negative 6. 2 times 4 is 8. Negative 2 times negative 4 is also 8. Negative 2 plus negative 4 is negative 6. So negative 2x, negative 4x. Now, what do I have here? X times negative 2. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. X times negative 4. Negative 4x. Negative 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. I am looking good. So, ultimately, let me move this. Actually, I don't need to move it over. I have, in my fully factored form, x plus 1 times x minus 2 times x minus 4. This came from the polynomial. That's my f of x. Sweet. I fully factored it, Ari. I'm a boss. All right, so now they're going to have to do it. And let's try this next one. I'm going to erase here, but you guys don't erase, obviously. I'm just going to do space so I don't have to go to a whole new page. Let me get you example number 2.
2.
Yes, tell them. Example number 2 coming. All right. No. Example 2 says x cubed minus 5x squared minus 2x plus 24. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go ahead and figure out how to factor this thing right now. Do it before I do it. Pause it. Pause. Cool. All right, so I'm assuming you just did that because, again, you're honors students, and you need to practice doing this stuff on your own. It might have taken you a couple minutes to figure this out, which is fine. And if you did it, you should be thinking, all right, let me think. Oh, yeah, step 1, find the factors of the last term. That last term is 24. Ooh, that's kind of ugly. 1 and 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 6 is 24. No.
No.
What is 3 times 8 is 24? Ari's like, no. How do you know, Ari? 3 times 8 is 24, and 4 times 6 is 24. 5 times nothing is 24. You got a lot of factors here. Ooh, this was going to be hard for you guys. I usually start, though, with 1s and 2s. Those kind of work out often. So in this case, I'm going to start with 2. All right, so this is my product, and I'm going to guess that x plus 2 is a factor. All right, I wonder what you guys started with. 1 is also often a good one to start with. All right, so let's see. Boom. X squared, x cubed, 2x squared. And notice now, right here, I know I need this to end up being negative 5x squared. So I'm going to make this a negative 7x squared. And this becomes negative 7x. And this becomes negative 14. Negative 14x. Yep. Okay. So again, I now know that this right here needs to turn into a negative 2x. So I need, oh my gosh, child, what are you doing? So I need a 12x here. This becomes 12. Minus 7 plus 12, yep. And 12 times 2 is, look at that. We are good to gizzo. So I know one of my factors is x plus 2. And then my remaining polynomial is x squared minus 7x plus 12. All right? So now, I just have to factor this final polynomial. And I like to keep in mind, what am I doing? So I'm going to factor this bad boy. I'm going to do it over here. Say, okay, I know how to factor this polynomial. I know x squared is going to go here. I know 12 is going to go here. I know this is going to be x. I know this is going to be x. I know blank plus blank need to equal my middle term, which is negative 7. I guess I can make this bigger. How did I get so small? Yep. Blank plus blank is negative 7, and blank times blank is going to equal this 1 times 12, which is 12. Oh my gosh, child. What are you doing? Why are you so close? Okay. So I need two numbers that multiply to 12 and add to negative 7. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 plus 4 is 7, not negative 7. So I need negative 3 and negative 4. Is positive 12. Negative 3 plus negative 4 is negative 7. Negative 3x, negative 4x. So I get an x minus 3 and x minus 4. Dun, 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 dun. X plus 2, x minus 3, x minus 4. This means when you were checking these for 24s, if you would have checked any other positive terms over here, they wouldn't have worked. And I don't know, maybe you did check them all, but maybe, hopefully, you started early and you got at 1. If none of the positives work, then you have to check all your negatives. You'd have to check negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 24, negative 12, negative 8, negative 6, and so forth. So at some point, it's kind of a guessing and checking mode too. We'll try to make them relatively reasonable for you, but you are gonna guess and you're gonna be wrong sometimes, which is okay. All right, so now let's go ahead and move over. This last one, I'm not going to solve for you. You're gonna solve it on your own. It should have less factors. So, example 3. Says x cubed minus 12x squared plus 39x minus 28. On this example, do on your own. This is one we're going to check in class tomorrow. All right, so this needs to be done. If you want to get credit for this homework, do this one on your own. We'll be checking it in class. All right, good job today. We will see you all on Wednesday. I'm out.